We kick off the start of the 2023-2024 school year with a trio of firsts. The first time the current freshmen enter our Viking family, and the first time our current seniors take on their new role as leaders of Viking Nation. It is also the time where we introduce you to a new first, our video magazine, The Rune. Welcome to the fall edition, where we'll give you a taste of the events and the people that have shaped the first few months here at the Hills.
My name is Mrs. Pisa. I am an art teacher here at Parsippany Hills High School, and I'm also the advisor for Plaque, which stands for Peer Leadership Activities Club. So Plaque is a club that you need to apply to get into. It's for juniors and seniors, and we are looking for peer leaders. So we're looking for students who want to welcome the freshmen into the building. That is our main intention. So we make sure that the freshmen feel welcome and feel comfortable the minute they walk into this building. So our first activity of the year is freshman orientation. We help them walk around the building and make sure that they feel confident and that anytime they see somebody in a green shirt, they can absolutely ask questions. And then our big event is at the end of the month in September, Freshman Fun Day, when all of the freshmen are brought up onto the field for the entire day, and we run through lots of different activities with them. Some of them are seated and, nice conversations with a small group, and others are really big active events on the field. But it's just to make the freshmen feel more acclimated to the building, to get to know some upperclassmen in the building, and then they have some familiar faces when they're walking through the halls. It is a lot of work, and if the day appears to be running smoothly and very easily, that means that all of the work that we did ahead of time, we did it right. So first, we elect officers in the spring, and our officers are a huge part of Freshman Fun Day. We have 2 Freshman Fun Day coordinators, and they are actually in charge of running the entire day. So they're the ones that set up the activities for the whole day. They create an entire packet, and they train all of the peer leaders so that the peer leaders know how to run all of these activities. So that's one part that we have to get ready for, right? All of our peer leaders are training to be ready to be the peer leaders to run the day. And then the other part of it is dividing all of the peer leaders into individual groups, and then also dividing all of the freshmen into individual groups. So our intention is that best friends aren't necessarily with each other. We want people to be with other students that they don't really know so that they can get to know more people in the building. So all of that organization happens ahead of time so that when we walk in the building and we go into the auditorium during Freshman Fun Day, everything flows very smoothly and we're able to go up on the field and have a great day. My favorite part of the club is the end of Freshman Fun Day. Yeah. Because it's a lot of work, right? But it's also, you're able to see all of that hard work come to fruition on that day, and you're able to see the freshmen feeling energized and the peer leaders feeling really proud of what they accomplished that day. And the activities at the end of the day when everybody's on the field, like the rock, paper, scissors wars and the relay races, it's just a really fun way to end the day. So I think, just like students are asked to reflect on, whatever it is they're writing on or working on and think about how they can improve, that's important for teachers and advisors to do as well, too. So Mrs. Rosendahl and I, whenever we run an event, we sit down and then we say, okay, what can we do better next year? And that's why after 20 years, it runs so smoothly. My favorite memory from Plaque is the first year that we ran Freshman Fun Day 20 years ago. Mrs. Rosendahl is one of my best friends now. We were in each other's weddings, we've grown up together here, but we just got to know each other, and we were running this insane day on the field with 350 students and just the 2 of us. And somehow we managed to make it work, and somehow it became a success and something that students want to be a part of this club and they want to be a part of Freshman Fun Day. So that's a really good feeling.
For the fall edition of The Rune, we are taking a peek into the world of Senora Forte. She had 2 distinct experiences in our building. First, as a Par Hill student herself, then returning to work here as a Spanish teacher. Her entrance into the teaching profession wasn't a direct one.
I started as a broadcast journalism major, thinking I was going to be on TV and doing the whole nighttime news kind of thing. But I decided to change once I got into the communications field. I started as a public relations agent, and then I decided to change completely because I didn't really like all the travel and I didn't like any of that. So I thought, well, what else do I know how to do? I know how to speak Spanish. I have a minor in Spanish. I'm going to use that.
She also reflected on how her background at the Hills served her well as a teacher, specifically in the role of a performer.
So I was always at Parsippany Hills as a student. I was the drama club kid. I was the one that was involved in all the shows. I was doing all that. So I love being in front of people. Oye, excelente! Muy bien. Ava, I like that. Perfecto. Van a estar listos. And I play off the energy from the people that are in the room. So teaching for me is just that. It's just teaching now some information and then kind of playing off the vibe of the room and then just making sure that everyone's engaged. And it kind of is like doing two things that I like at the same time. Oi, lawyer! No es esa. Oh, pero does Kaden know it? Because if not, then I'll give you a new one.
She didn't necessarily see this path for herself, especially when it came to her return to Viking Nation.
I tell my students all the time, if I would have been told when I was sitting in this room, probably this exact room, having class, if I would have been told that I was going to come back here as a teacher, I would have been like, you're nuts, actually, because I'm leaving here and I'm never coming back. But that was the angry teen in me, I think, because I left. I went to Pennsylvania, I went to Penn State, I did my 4 years there, and I feel like that actually brought me into a little bit of a better perspective of what Parsippany has to offer. I think Parsippany is so nicely diverse. I think I learned a lot here because I felt like I started at Penn State light years ahead of where some of the other freshmen were starting. So I kind of felt like, oh, I came from a good school, actually. And I think it makes you have a little bit better perspective of where you come from. And then I came back here because, when I decided I wanted to teach, I'm like, where else would I want to teach? I want to teach where I feel comfortable. So I came back here and it was the best decision I ever made.
When asked to give the best piece of advice she had for her students, she'd offered us this.
I would say, to really appreciate the time that they have here. I think that's important. I think that it's easy as a teenager when you're here to focus on some negatives and think like, oh, I can't wait to get out of here. I can't wait to graduate. The college years were also super awesome and fun. I just think that it is nice to appreciate while you're here, all the people that you meet here, all the connections that you make here. I think that they really should just maximize their time here, do whatever they can to really find their niche, their thing that they're really into, their people that they really want to bond with. I still have such close bonds with some of the people that I grew up with in Parsippany that they are extended family members at this point.
Fall. A season not just marked by the return of pumpkin spice lattes, but also the start of a school year and the return of Viking Nation sports. Excitement was high and adrenaline ran wild as our athletes showed what they were made of, both on the field and on the courts. Let's take a look back at the men and women of Viking Nation and celebrate their achievements this season. First up, we have our fierce girls soccer team. A very strong group of girls were lost to graduation last year, but our current team showed incredible determination on the pitch, demonstrating their willingness to build their program back up. Helping the team reboot was senior captain Kaya San Martin, who was the leading scorer for the team, and teammate Audra Crane, who scored the game-tying goal in the team's win against Whippany Park. Senior Alexa Widowson was the team's anchor on defense. They finished the season with 2 wins, 12 losses, and a tie. Boys soccer demonstrated their dominance this season, dribbling their way through the competition. The teamwork and heart they displayed game after game was truly remarkable and was ultimately the reason behind their tremendous success. Their overall record this season was 12 wins and 5 losses, and the team became the Liberty Division champions for the first time since 1987. The boys were also awarded the SCOA Team Sportsmanship Award on behalf of the officials organization. The depth of talent was impressive, with standout performances from Luke Lattis with 15 goals and 4 assists, and Sebastian Restrepo with 8 goals and 6 assists. The goal was heavily fortified by Simeon Washington, who made 75 saves, and Scott Murphy, who made 32. It was certainly a season to remember. The girls' volleyball team brought the heat to the court with their powerful spikes and incredible defensive plays. They finished the season 17-6, including a 9-game winning streak, which is the longest in program history. The team also made it to the Morris County semifinals as the number 13 seed and made an appearance in the state finals, another 2 programs' firsts. Notable achievements came from Emily Galante and Olivia Collings, who were named to First Team All-Conference, and Ananya Bhargava, who was named to Second Team All-Conference. Olivia Collings also now holds the title for most kills in the history of the Par Hills program. Our girls' tennis players showcased their finesse and agility throughout the season. They served their way to victory with their strategic shots and impeccable control, finishing 9-5, with the team's 9th win being Coach Bongiovanni's 250th win of his coaching career. The team's formidable roster included Zoha Munawar and Hassini Talluri, who made first-team All-Conference, second doubles, Harini Talluri, who received an honorable mention for All-Conference first doubles, Taylor Wong, who made first-team All-Conference first singles, and Laura Mosiello, who, as a freshman, made first-team All-Conference second singles, and was named to the second singles Morris County champion. Friday night lights were nothing short of electrifying this year. Our football team dominated the gridiron with hard-hitting tackles and touchdown passes that had the crowd on their feet. They finished the season with a record of 7-3 and an appearance in the state playoffs. They were undefeated in the division and won the Liberty Division title. Seniors Christian Imbriano, Rocco Guglielmo, Gio Collins, Kevin Moss, and Jake Simoni all contributed to a memorable season for the Vikings. Standout performances came from senior quarterback Josh Smith, who threw for 1,146 yards and 15 touchdowns. Senior wide receiver Joey Cicatelli, who scored 14 touchdowns and hauled in 179 receptions, which is a new school record. And senior running back Julio Tatis, who finished the season with a career best of 1,198 rushing yards and 14 touchdowns. Let's not forget the cheerleading squad, who brought the spirit to every game. With their high-flying stunts and infectious enthusiasm, they truly ignited the passion of our Viking Nation student section. The team was led by captains Caitlin Napolitano, Brianna Kelly, and Sofia Vico, who also served as the choreographers behind the halftime performance this season. Caitlin Napolitano is currently being recruited by some of the top college cheer programs in our area and has been recognized at college combines as one of the top prospects. She earned herself the opportunity to travel to Dallas to cheer at the All-American High School football game. And of course, our marching band provided the unforgettable soundtrack to the season, with precision and musicality that created an amazing atmosphere at every game. Alongside the marching band, the Color Guard added their trademark vibrant visuals to the performance. Their 2023 field show, titled Wondrous Wizards, featured music from the Lord of the Rings Symphony for Band, The Who's Tommy, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, and The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. The band was headed by drum major Nathan Lee, who led them to 3 impressive titles. First place, Group 2A, Tournament of Bands competition at Jefferson High School, and first place, Group 2A, Tournament of Bands competition at Bloomfield High School, and second place, Group 2A, Tournament of Bands North Jersey and New York Metro Area Regional Championships at West Essex High School. Skillful stick handling and penalty corner goals makes each field hockey game a thrilling spectacle. This season, our team had an action-packed season marked by moments of both growth and struggle. The team finished with an overall record of 4 wins, 10 losses, and 2 ties. Senior Jada Thompson continued to find great success during her final year with the Viking field hockey program. Her career stats include 15 assists and 35 goals, which is a school record. In her 4 years here, she has also made first team All-Conference, second team All-Conference, third team All-County honorable mention, and the All-Academic team. Cross-country athletes experienced incredible success this season, with wins both at the team and individual levels of competition. The girls' team of Kira Chebyshev, Anya Sadowski, Megan Metz, Abby Herzog, Rocio Biblau-Lavieja, Elizabeth Duffy, and Andy Morgan qualified for the state Group 2 meet for the second time in a row, the second time in school history. Notable individual achievements from Anya Sadowski, who finished 8th at the North 2 Group 2 state sectionals, and Brian Metz, who finished 14th in the NJAC Small School Championships and earned first team All-Conference. Kira Chebyshev achieved a flurry of accomplishments, including setting the new school record for the current Greystone course, finishing first in the North 2 Group 2 state sectionals, and becoming the first female in school history to race in the state cross-country meet of champions. That's a wrap on our high school fall sports highlights for 2023. It certainly was a season to remember. Thanks to all of the players who showed us outstanding examples of athleticism, teamwork, and school spirit. We'll be back in the next edition of The Rune, giving an overview of the winter sports season. Until then, stay fierce, Viking Nation.